So what are the best Facebook ads lookalike audiences to use, and how do you create them? My name is Lewis Mudrich, and I'm going to cover that in this video, but I'm going to go past just the basics. I'm actually going to sprinkle in some advanced strategies for you to try out right away. And as a quick bonus, if you're looking for inspiration of how to create some really kick-ass Facebook ads, we actually created a giant library of our favorite Facebook ads, and you can access that completely free. Just click the link in the description and you'll get that emailed to you automatically. So first thing, what is a Facebook lookalike audience? So it's really complicated about how they actually create these audiences, but I'm gonna keep it super simple. Basically, it's a very powerful feature of Facebook ads that allows you to upload a list of customers, prospects, people who've booked calls, or engage with you in some way via their email in a spreadsheet or their phone numbers in a spreadsheet. And then Facebook will then analyze all that data you've uploaded. And after it's done that, it's actually gonna match those emails and phone numbers to real Facebook profiles. So you won't be able to see the profiles, but Facebook will. And it's now gonna look through all the data points, over 100 data points since they've last released numbers, on these profiles you've uploaded to find out what are the commonalities, what are the traits of these people, what pages do they like, how do they use Facebook, what is their age, what is their gender, where do they live. It's gonna analyze all this data to come up with a really good snapshot of who they're trying to look for that are similar to these people. Then it goes through its database of over 1 billion users to find the most similar people to the list you've uploaded, so you can find more people who are like your existing customers. And then you can advertise to those people. It's perfect. Now I'm gonna take you through my screen and show you exactly how to set these audiences up in 3, 2, 1. So what you need to do first is actually go over to Facebook Ads Manager and then click on Audiences. All the links will be in the description, by the way. So typically you can do this by clicking the Business Tools icon or the little menu that shows up here, depending on what version you're on, and click on Audiences. If you've never created anything before, you'll see a screen that looks like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and create a lookalike audience. So what you're gonna do next, you're actually gonna select your audience source. And as I mentioned, this is gonna typically be a spreadsheet file where you're gonna upload either customer emails, phone numbers, or LTV if you have it. So I'm gonna show you how to do that really quick. You're gonna click Create New Source and either upload a custom audience or upload a custom audience with LTV, which is better because now it can weight it based on how much revenue they've paid you. So I'm gonna click LTV. So once you're in here, you can actually go ahead and upload your CSV file, and I'll show you what it should look like. So here's the example spreadsheet file that Facebook gives you, and the more data you have, the better, because it's going to improve your match rate of their Facebook profiles. So typically you always want to have either email. Personal emails work much better than business emails. Business emails have a lower match rate because they have to basically guess what their Facebook personal profile is. First name, last name is really great to have. Zip, if you have the country, phone number is great too as well, so include that. And then if you have anything else like value or LTV, put that in the value column. And now you don't have to have every one of these columns. It could literally just look like this. Just email, first name, and value, or the amount the customer has spent with you. The more data you have, the better, of course, but we're just gonna go with email, first name, and value. So I'm gonna go ahead and upload this to Facebook. And just again, so you know how the LTV part works, Andrew over here is gonna get much more weight than, say, Paulo, because Andrew likes to spend the big dollars, where Paulo doesn't really have a lot to spend. He only gave me $60. You know, not cool, Paulo. So they're gonna give Andrew way more weight when they're looking for more people who look like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and drag that file over here. So I just dragged that file in there. Now go ahead and name your audience and add a description. Not required, but definitely recommended. So then go ahead and click Next. And then you can go ahead and choose your customer value column. So this one for me was the value, and this is how much they've spent with me. And then it's going to show you what it can map and what action is needed. Maybe it doesn't have this field or something like that. In this case, I just uploaded everything. But if you only have the 3, you can go ahead and map which field to upload. So I'm going to upload and create. And now, there you go. Well, it's going to be, so you're not going to see this because I just made a dummy account just to do this, but it's going to upload to Facebook ads, and then it's going to start populating, which typically takes up to a few hours. It's going to tell you your new audience is ready. You don't want to use it until the audience is ready because it's still populating. But when your audience does upload, you'll see something like this where it'll tell you the size of your audience, the availability of your audience, and you typically want to wait until the availability is ready to be advertised. And you're going to see something like 2.3 million or higher depending on the percentage you chose when you're creating the lookalike audience. I recommend starting out with 1% if it's your first audience, and then going from there. So when you're doing Facebook lookalikes, the most important part is the source of information, the quality of the list you're uploading. And what we typically recommend is have a list of at least 1,000 leads, so emails or phone numbers, or both is even better, in an Excel spreadsheet in Facebook's format. And if you want to make it more powerful, add the lifetime value of each lead, how much each one has paid you over the lifetime of being a customer. Because then what Facebook is going to do is it's going to weigh those leads who have paid you more much heavier than the leads that have paid you less, so they could find more people similar to your highest paying customers rather than to your lowest paying customers. The first list I would recommend starting with is existing customers. It's the easiest one. It's got the highest intent. You want to have about 1,000 existing customers. If you have less than that, the quality of the list starts to go down, so it's not as effective, but it doesn't mean it's an all or nothing thing. So if you have 700 customers, even 500, you're still getting into like the bit of, risky territory of what the quality of the list is going to look like. Just keep in mind the lower number of the emails, the lower quality of the list, the higher number of emails and phone numbers, the higher quality of the list, because you're now giving it more data points to look over and get a better average of who they're trying to find. Now you're probably thinking, well, Lewis, I don't have a list of 1,000 customers. I'm a B2B and it's, long sales cycles. Okay, you can actually segment out your highest quality leads then and try with those next. So if you don't have 1,000 customer emails, you can now do 1,000 prospect emails, someone who have opted in for some information or booked a call or have emailed you. Start segmenting these out into different groups. You do not want to mix these together. So instead of customers, this could be leads, people who've opted in for a lead magnet, marketing qualified leads, sales opportunities, people who ever booked a call with you. You can find ways to find these different buckets because what you're going to find out is they are going to perform differently. That's why you want to keep them separate and not mix the leads together just to get to 1,000 leads. So the next opportunity when you're creating lookalike audiences is actually segmenting out your customer list. And I would recommend putting your big spenders in one pile and your low spenders in another pile, and then having them separate and creating lookalike audiences of both those to see what kind of results you get. It's all about testing when it comes to audiences and Facebook ads. And this strategy can actually create some of your most valuable lookalike audiences. So if you don't have a giant list of people, you don't have 1,000 customer emails, the next lookalike audiences you can create are actually creating audiences of people who have watched 75% or more of your video. These again are obviously not going to be as good as people who have actually purchased from you, but now you have somewhere to start, so you can actually start building up that purchase list. So you can do this a few ways. You can actually do this by creating custom engagement audiences inside Facebook ads of people who have engaged in your video or watched 75% of your video. You can actually create a custom audience of those people, and then you can actually create a lookalike audience out of that new custom audience. And this will allow you to reach out to people who have behaved similar to that original list of people who watch more than 75% of your videos. Because basically it's showing that obviously they're interested in what you have to offer. Maybe they haven't taken action yet, so they're maybe more further up the funnel, but you can at least find more people like them. Thanks so much for watching. I really hope you got some value out of this video, and it wasn't super basic. I try to get some advanced tips in there too as well to get you started. Please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, click the bell, leave a like if you like this kind of video. I'm gonna be putting out a lot more content lately, and please leave a comment of any questions you have at all. More than happy to answer them. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next video.